You smell that? It's commission breath. Today's video, we're gonna talk specifically about don't be that guy or gal that's constantly chasing people, you know, the stalker. I want to teach you step by step how you can attract the top talent, the ones that are gonna make a difference, and start attracting the top talent, the ones that are gonna drive joy, drive profitability, of course, but also drive culture. Today, you're gonna get step by step what one of our top coaches and top recruiters, talent attractors, does to win in the brokerage world. Today, you're gonna hear from one of our top coaches and top talent attraction specialists exactly step by step what he's doing to win in the brokerage business. Enjoy the video.
What's one thing you don't like about your current brokerage? Why is that important? There's two things. One, you get a little more insight of the brokerage that is a competitor of yours. And secondly, make sure that your problem isn't the same as that one, right? And if it is, go back and fix it. All right? Yeah, exactly. What are you looking for? All of those different things are critical. And so when you're in there, because you're so skilled, it's really, really challenging to duct tape your mouth shut. Because all you want to do is be like, I got the answer, I got the solution, and if you implement this shit right this second, you're good to go. What do I need you for if you've already answered all my questions? Like, I know that seems kind of screwed up, but like agents are fairly egotistical, right? Like, oh, I'm cool, I got the answer. I think that would work. I'm gonna implement that. Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you, love it. But you gotta leave them with a little bit of a nuggie, right? And be like, Julie, you've given me it. I wanna go back to my office, spend a little bit of time. Can we get together on Thursday, which is 2 days from now, same place, same time? Is that fair? And I'll come back and I'll have some solutions to the problems that I heard you discuss today. And maybe don't use problems, use challenges. Challenge is probably a better word to use, all right? So then you go back, even though you probably have about 92.5% of the solution already in your head, you're gonna go back and you're gonna take a little bit of time, all right? You're gonna go back, you're gonna figure it out, you're gonna do all the stuff. You've already set the appointment, never leave the first appointment without doing what? Setting the second, okay? So now we're gonna go back, now fast forward to Thursday. Now I get to say, hey, Julie, last time we spoke, less than 48 hours ago, you mentioned that marketing was a challenge in your business. Does that still ring true today? Have you solved it? No, of course she hasn't. It's been 48 hours. She could have 48 months and she probably wouldn't have it solved. But we have got her sort of set up. Great, Julie, if you did this within your business, and this is where it all comes down to based off of what she shared with me, maybe it was like social media. From a social media standpoint, if you added content and followed a calendar and you started putting out content on a regular basis, how many more transactions would you do? How many more transactions do you think this would generate? And they're gonna give you a number. Maybe it's 1, maybe it's 21. Great, awesome. You're gonna write it down, okay? So imagine this being a scratch sheet of paper. All right, it's 21. All right, next one is, Brad, you mentioned that you were looking for some transaction management support because we all know what? Transaction TC, about 15 hours per transaction. Julie, you're really good at paperwork, so it's only gonna be 10, but you did 21 transactions last year. It's 210 hours. How many hours a week do you work? 50, great. I just gave you 4 weeks of your life back. Quantify it for them. That's where I'm going with this. So Brad tells me X, Y, Z. All right, hey, that's gonna give me, and for the sake of this, we'll have a little fun. 5 more deals.
Real estate professionals, you and I both know 87% of the licensees don't make it in this business. Don't worry, I don't have anything to sell you here, but what I do want to do is I want to impact your life. I want to change your life. In order for you to be the top of the top, you're going to need to do some things different, and one of those things is to become part of the Sales Warrior community. Subscribe below, it's free.
All right, and then let's call it another 5, all right? So those are the 3 things, challenge 1, 2, and 3. Now we have 20 new transactions. Brad, what's your average sales price? Throw out a number. $400,000. Brad, what's your average commission? 3%. Good job. All right, so
12,000.
12 grand times 20 equals $240,000 of GCI. Brad, let me ask you a question. How much longer do you plan on being in the business? 10 years times 10, $2.4 million. Brad, this is a $2.4 million, and then shut the hell up. So then you hand it to him and be like, all right, $2.4 million. So now the close is, Brad, what'd you like best about what you saw? And he's gonna tell you what. Do you have any questions? He's gonna give you questions. Do you have any other questions? He's gonna give you questions. Answer the questions, okay? So that Brad, let me ask you, what's more important to you? Having more time, making more money, or both? Oh, well shit, they're gonna say both, aren't they? Every damn time? Great. So Brad, if my company could help solve these challenges for you and your business, would you make this decision later or sooner? So what are we waiting for, right? What are we waiting for? Because I've seen it a million times where a manager has gone to this second appointment with a damn offer letter in their hand. And I hate that. I hate it. It's not that I'm afraid to ask for the business. I just don't like to say, hey, listen, Cole, you and I have literally had 1.5 dates. Sign here. We're about specifically their needs. So I have an idea of what his business needs, but I don't have any idea of what he wants and expects. So I gotta get to that point. But first I gotta get him super freaking jacked on the idea of like, when I go work for this dude, I'm gonna make an additional $2.4 million because of one conversation. That's what we're trying to accomplish, all right? That's what you're trying to accomplish. You have to be direct. Think of the game show, the reality show. They don't have time to just sort of meander through it. You gotta be fairly direct and ask for the business, but do it in a way that is not transactional. You have M&A. When I first started doing M&A calls, I was scared out of my mind. You wanna know why? Now all of a sudden I have to call business owners? What? I'm just a manager. I don't even own the place. And I sort of do, but I was still scared out of my mind. There are more sellers in your market, and by sellers I mean actual smaller companies, than you think. You just have to go identify them. You have a pretty decent idea of what it costs to run an office, yes? You have your own P&Ls, you have your own financials, you probably have your own meetings with your CFO or your owner or whomever, right? Of what it costs to run a business. You should know how to reverse engineer what that looks like in a production standpoint, a retained company dollar standpoint. And if you've identified companies that, let's call it costs $35,000 to run a company. Well, $35,000 would be $420,000 a year, which would be what in retained company dollar or in GCI? You're probably looking at around 1.5, which would be roughly anywhere from a $50 to a $60 million company. Anybody below that threshold, if they have more than, say, themselves or their aunt on their team, target them, find them, go have conversations with them. And before you say, what do I say? You just be like, it's Jeff Coldwell, let's go grab a cup of coffee. Why? I just wanna know what's going on in your world. How are you helping your agents here? How are you handling all of this? Like, just be relational, not transactional.
All right, you made it to the end. Congratulations. What did you learn? Leave me a comment below. What's one thing you're gonna start doing that you learned from Jeff today? And hey, do me a favor, share this video with somebody else that's looking to build and scale their business. Maybe they might learn something. See you on the next video.